Hey guys, I just wanted to talk just a little bit about the leash insofar as the way that I'm using it with the pinch collar and the healing videos that I'm doing with the 4-month-old puppies. And one of the keys to understanding putting the dog into the position fairly quickly is to understand where we're making our tap with our leash and our collar in relation to where the dog is while we're healing. One of the mistakes that I think a lot of us make when we're trying to teach the dog originally the position of the heel is by the time the dog gets out in front and is forging, fairly forward, it's only then that so many times that we correct the dog or we tap the dog to try to pull the dog back into the proper alignment, which would be the shoulder in alignment with the knee. So this is actually, in many cases, where we tap the collar is where the dog is interpreting that he should be. So if you've ever noticed when you're trying to work with the dog on a leash and he forges and you tap and try to pull him back, he'll instantly forge back to that position again. So in fact, what we want to do is we want to make that tap back here where the position is correct for the dog, where the dog's shoulders in line with the knee. I hope this makes sense, but if we tap while the dog is already in a forging position, we're reinforcing that forging position. This is why it's so difficult for so many of us to get the dog to stay into the heel position. The only thing that needs to be done to correct that issue is the dog's collar would be here when you typically go, oh wow, man, boom. Okay? Well, it could be that you're marking that spot right there for the dog inadvertently without knowing it, and that's why the dog will continue to forge ahead in many cases. So rather than having your tap occur here, let's go ahead and reach back with the leash arm, our left arm, and let's let the tap occur where the collar is right in line with the knee. And this is more in line with a faster progression in the training, because at this point we're marking the correct position for the dog to be in rather than him forging and then resetting and forging and resetting. We can just give light taps as the dog is in position to indicate, yes, that is the position that we want. So we're going to use the collar for more than just correcting the dog when he's out of position or creating a situation where there's pressure when the dog gets out of position, and this happens again and again and again. We don't want that. We want the dog to be in position where we can communicate with the dog that with light taps that, yes, that's what we want. So many of the problems, I think, can be easily solved just by being aware of where we're tapping the dog with the collar. I'll go into this more when I've had the puppy on the line, but I wanted to go ahead and focus attention on this part of the leash work because it is important, and a lot of it is very subtle. It's difficult to see or ascertain in a full motion video. So if you'll notice in the videos, I will be tapping the dog when the collar is in alignment with my knee. Thanks guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Happy healing.